Most of us think that when we get something, we'll be happy. But true happiness is when you give. The very purpose of life is to share the goodness with everybody around. And that's what Sangachatam means. Let's walk together. If we had to choose between meditation and reading the scriptures or listening to knowledge, I would say choose meditation. Of course, it's good if you do both or if you can do both. But if you say I can only do one, I would always recommend meditation. If you engage in reading the scriptures or listening to knowledge without the support of meditation, you just form false concepts because you are not aware of how to transcend the mind. You stay within the boundaries of the mind, which is only limited by logic, and try to understand what is being told, which means your understanding will also be very limited. In meditation, you transcend the mind, you break through the logical barriers, you stay in wonder, you stay in a realm which is beyond logic. And that experience will be in good stead when you read or listen to knowledge, because then you recognize what is being told. In fact, all the Upanishads are nothing but the efforts of the enlightened, of the awakened, of the one who have transcended the mind to express their experiences. Language is logical, so explanation has to have some sort of a logical framework. That is why words always fail to deliver the exact experience. However, if you are awakened, if you are a presence, if you are living in alertness, see that mind and alertness don't go hand in hand. Mind wakes up when alertness goes down. When the alertness wakes up, mind goes to the background. So the awakened, the Buddha is one who's alert, who is in the moment all the time. That experience of being a burning presence is difficult to convey through language. That's why in all the Upanishads, you've come somewhere or the other, the Rishi makes it a point to tell you that, it's something very difficult to explain by language. In the Gita, Krishna says, I exist beyond the intellect. Buddhe para, he says. Beyond the mind is the intellect, and beyond the intellect is me. And that you can only reach through meditation. Are you getting what I'm saying? Meditation takes you into the fourth state of existence, the Turiya. That is the state which is beyond the mind, where the limitations of mind don't bother you. Unfortunately, in the world, there is so much attraction into collecting information by listening to too many talks without processing the knowledge, without reflecting on the knowledge. And many times we get attracted only to those talks which fall in line with our own line of thinking. We don't even listen to these with an open mind. If you are a ritualist, you listen to more of the talks which are encouraging, glorifying ritualism, glorifying duality, glorifying bhakti. If you are a Vedantin, you are more keen to listen to the non-dual concepts of Vedanta, the Upanishads. You are not open. That's why Gita is such a wonderful book, because it encompasses everybody. Krishna talks about everybody, but also here and there he gives a hint and says, there is a Kashtarthi, there is a Nishtarthi, there is Jignasi, there is a Gnani, but Gnani is the one whom I love the most. Somewhere he gives a little hint to rise beyond the doing and move into being. Are you getting what I'm saying? So it is extremely important to meditate. Any organization, take any famous organization where meditation is not the foundation, where activity becomes the foundation, that organization will produce tremendous society transformation. They bring so much upliftment in the society by equitable distribution of resources, by looking after the downtrodden. However, at an individual level, the same people don't get transformed. They are not free from attachment. They don't see the non duality of existence. They can do hundreds of things, but they cannot be established in non doing. To understand what the rishis are seeing, you have to see from their eyes, and that can only happen in meditation. And meditation is like deep sleep. In the state of meditation, your meditation is in no way inferior to the meditation of an enlightened. It's exactly the same, because the witness consciousness is not separate for individuals. The physical body is separate. The mental body, though it is separate, it can overlap. But the causal body or the witness consciousness, it is same in everybody. This is astonishing. There is no, if there are 8 billion people, there are no 8 billion witnessing bodies. There is only one witness which moves through 8 billion bodies. The moment you start witnessing, then you connect with that universal consciousness. Many times it happens when you transcend the mind, you are able to connect to the thoughts of others around you. You are not trying to read somebody's mind, but what somebody wants to ask, that will come as an answer from you. Without that person asking, you will start answering the question. This happens so often in satsang, so often after the kriya, in silence programs, when we are connected in silence. Silence is the language of the witness consciousness. When the connection in silence happens, silence which is non-action happens, then all the minds become one, or they dissolve into what called the big mind. And in that big mind, your thought becomes my thought, my knowledge becomes your knowledge, my merit becomes your merit as well. That's why it is so important to surrender to the presence of the Guru. Not just the name, form, and a photograph, the presence of the Guru. When you surrender, in that presence, the Guru's grace comes to you, the Guru's wisdom comes to you. Yeah. So, all the scriptures are the effort of the enlightened to express and explain their experiences. And don't try to find it in the words, they are usually hidden in the space between the words. The space between the word is the silence. The presence is in those spaces. And one who catches the presence, one who catches the silence, he has seen the grace. This emptiness which you see between the words, that is where the sky of consciousness is. Words are matter. The space between the words is emptiness, it is space, that is consciousness. That is why when you sit with a master, that space will trap you. Many times when you do guided meditations, which are guided by the awakened ones, it is the space in which the grace or the power of the technique is trapped. And it is the space where you transcend. You don't, when that instructions are given, you come back to the matter. But in between the instructions, you transcend and enter into the realm of that auspicious, beautiful space. Have you not noticed this? Hmm? It's very important to pay attention. There is no purpose to life. If there is any purpose, it is for you to awaken to your own presence, to become a witness of your own self. And everybody, every great person has told this. Buddha said, be a light unto yourself. Be a light unto yourself, he said. Stay awake, be awake. Jesus said this. Jesus said, what I tell you, I tell everybody. Stay awake. This does not mean don't sleep. What it means is don't drop your guard. Don't allow the unconsciousness of the mind to take over your life. Be alert. And in that alertness, lead your life. Do whatever you want. You indulge in pleasures, you indulge. You indulge in gossip, you indulge. You will see that the quality of your actions becomes so refined. So, being in alertness, staying alive, staying in the moment, being a witness, all this is supported by regular practice of meditation. Keep meditating. It is absolutely does not matter if you don't listen to any knowledge. If you don't read any books, that's okay. Don't chant any shlokas, that's okay. But meditate. If at all you need one mantra, is that your mantra that the Guru has given you, your initiation mantra. That is all you need to remember. Forget all knowledge, it does not matter. Meditation, anyway, is dropping all your knowing as well. All that you have known, just keep it aside. All your identities, keep it aside. All your information, all your knowledge, keep it aside. Just dissolve into that emptiness of existence. And in that, all knowledge is there. All knowledge will come to you automatically. So don't try to do the opposite. Don't try to read and try to get the experience. It will not happen. And your understanding will be very, very superficial and limited, which we see all around. People's understanding of the uh, insights of the rishis is so amateur. That's only because they have not meditated. Enquiry will give you an idea, but meditation is what makes it more concrete. So meditation makes it so much more easier. The path of inquiry is such a long path. It takes such intense reflection and repetitive reading. But with meditation, what you need at that moment as an intuitive thought, the knowledge flows out of you. Okay. So if any chance, whatever time, anytime you get any chance, just invest in meditation. Make it a topmost priority. Everything else can wait, not meditation. And do everything that supports meditation. What supports meditation? Discipline in food, good amount of rest, silence. All this will support meditation. Do everything that increases the sattva in you, and in that sattva, meditation happens easily. Okay. Jai Gurudev.